Welcome to Sweet and Spicy. I'm Rachel. Today we are making a different type of beignet with and we're using bananas, and you will see it's really easy and very delicious. So we start with 2 cups of sugar of flour, about half a cup, third of a cup of sugar, sorry, some salt, so about 1 teaspoon of salt, some yeast, so I'm using 1 bag of yeast. So I'm gonna mix everything together. And now I'm going to add about 80 to 100 milliliter of hot water. So you want it to be hot but not boiling water. So at this point, I really advise you to take your time. You can add more or less, but than the quantity that I just mentioned. But it's very important to really take your time during this process, because you don't want your batter to have too much water. So it's better to have less than more water, because when there is less, it means when you'll be time to cook, our beignets are going to absorb all the oil, and we don't want that. So we want to make sure the dough is a little wet but not too wet, because at the same time we're going to add our bananas, and it's going to make the batter lighter. So yeah, so here we are mixing it, so we're trying to activate the yeast. This process, I know it takes some time and a lot of muscles, but I assure you it makes a huge difference. So our beignets are going to be light and fluffy, and just be patient at this point. So I really wanted to show you the entire process, and because I feel like every minute counts, and it really makes a difference when it's time to cook and really want to have good results. So I decided to take my time. So please be patient. It's a learning process. So I was just showing you the type of banana that I used. So you want them to be ripe, because the riper they are, the sweeter they are. So you really give a nice taste to our beignets. So I saw a little imperfection on one of the banana, so I ran to get a spoon to get rid of that black spot. I'm sorry. It took me longer to find my favorite spoon, but I assure you I'm coming back. As a matter of fact, I'm here. So I'm here, I'm removing this spot. I really didn't like it. So yeah. So now I'm gonna mash it. I'm using the same spatula. I like to mash it directly with the spatula. I don't want to blend it and make it liquid. I just feel like our beignet won't taste the same. So I really take my time and crush them myself and mix them. And I'm also leaving some like small pieces, just to make it a little chunky, and I feel like it gives a nice taste to our beignets. We're gonna mix everything. So really taking our time to mix it. I mean, it's very important. It helps dough a batter to be lighter. So it's very important to activate this gluten. So now I'm going to make sure I take every all the batter that are on this that is on the side, because usually what happens is that it starts drying up before everything else, and you don't want it to be mixed with the dough. And yeah, so we want to make sure everything is clean around the bowl before we let it rest. So we're gonna let it rest for 45 minutes. So I'm placing some paper towel on the top, and here, after 45 minutes, this is the end result. If you see the bubbles, it means our batter has risen and it's ready to fry. So I'm using some oil, but we want to make sure the oil is really hot. So we want it at a medium fire, but we want the oil to be hot before we start cooking them, because otherwise it will absorb, the beignets will absorb the oil, and we don't want that. So very important, make sure the oil is hot. So here we're just cooking it on each side. I think it takes about 3 minutes on both sides to cook. Some beignets are harder to flip over for some reason. They will just turn back. But just be patient at this point. It's part of the process. So we can start removing them one by one. So you can see it has a nice color, and so people usually eat it with sugar. They'll put some sugar on top, or sometimes they will use a hot sauce, a type of hot sauce that we make, or some people will just use it, eat it with some corn porridge. One day I'll maybe show you what it looks like, but you can prepare it pretty much with everything, or just eat it plain. Kids really love this. I really encourage you to try the recipe. I'm going to show you how it is inside, and it's very light, fluffy, and I'll show you it takes effort, but the result pays off, I would say. It's worth it. So I'm gonna show you the inside. This one was really hot, but I'm gonna show you the inside. So as you can see, it's very fluffy inside and very delicious. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Thank you. Bye.